So the Forme Lathkill is possibly a bike you might not have heard of before, because Forme are a relatively new, quite a small brand coming straight out of the more large distribution company. Forme have built their brand around some entry-level hardtail bikes, but Lathkill is the first full suspension bike. And it's actually a really capable 140mm front and rear trail machine. This is its first iteration, and we've actually got one before it's become on sale, so this really is sort of the first chance anyone's had to test the Lathkill. If you're wondering where the name comes from, it comes from Lathkill Dale, which is in the Peak District, which is where they did a lot of the testing for the bike. More Large have actually done a really good job on speccing the Lathkill. Front and back, we've got 140mm of suspension. There's a RockShox Pike up front, which as we know is a really well-performing fork, and at the back we've got a slightly simpler Monarch RL shock. It might not have all the bells and whistles of a fancier version, but it's still an incredibly versatile and well-performing shock. Looking quickly at the spec, one of the highlights would be the RockShox Reverb Stealth dropper post, which we're seeing on a lot of Trail Bike of the Year bikes this year. We've got a pair of Schwalbe Hands Damp tyres, which provide plenty of grip in many situations. And then we've got a Crank Brothers bar and stem combo, which isn't something we're seeing on any of the other bikes. 780mm wide bars are real nice, and it's a 50mm stem as well, so the cockpit is really well shaped. So I'm going to pass over to Guy Kesteven, who's going to tell you a little bit more about how the bike rides.
Forme, you might not have heard of them before, certainly in a relatively high-end suspension context. They are a relatively recent UK brand that have kind of built up their portfolio starting at the more price-conscious end, and the Lathkill is their first move into full UK-ready full suspension. And they've done a really, really good job. The frame isn't anything crazy radical, but it's a well-shaped, consistently controlled, bread and butter chassis that they've mounted some great kit to. I mean, obviously XT is a real highlight, but you've got a Pike fork on there and you've got a reverb dropper post in there for £2,500. You'll still get it from your local shop too. You're not going to have to, play internet poker with it in terms of delivery times or set it up yourself. For a lot of riders, that's a very, very valuable thing. You cannot overestimate the support of your local shop, whether it's telling you where the good trails are or whether it's saving your ass on a Saturday night when you've planned a big ride on Sunday. And that's something you don't often get with a bike in a box. So yeah, props to Forme. It wasn't a bike we were expecting to bring out to France with us as part of the sharp end of the test, purely because it was such a young brand and because we didn't have any backstory with them. But they've absolutely nailed it. They've done the numbers right, they've definitely done the speccing right. Yeah, looking forward to more in the future.
So that's the Lathkill. It's quite a surprising package really, and one we didn't expect to make the top 10 in Trail Bike of the Year, but we're really excited to see where Forme take the Lathkill and maybe some other sort of suspension platforms into the future, as this could definitely be one to watch. We'll be bringing you videos from the top 12 bikes in Trail Bike of the Year, so check out the playlist for links to the rest of them.